So hey guys, this is the second part of the Deity Dragon Tribe deck profile, spells, items, and impacts. Um, so donate to our Patreon. If you guys donate $5, I will send you a signed shirt that says Vanity Ezo on it. Might take a while because I'm not that good at drawing, and I also need your address. But trust me, I will get it to you as soon as possible. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I get on to the video. So we're gonna start off with our spells, which are actually decent. This isn't the final variant, like I said. In fact, some of these spells will actually be replaced later on due to them being better. So to start off, let's start with the terrible ones, shall we? Gargantua Lexion. Okay, I'm sorry, let me say this right. Gargantua Lexicon. Yeah, it's a con. It's if you can only use it if you're at 4 life or less. You discard your whole hand, you get a gauge, and you draw 3. So it's the same as Dragonic Grimoire, which is if you're at 5 life or less, discard your hand, draw 3. Difference is you have to be at 1 life lower, but you get +1 gauge. It's a con of the original one. I would run the original one over this, but I gave all my copies to my friend because he wanted to build a better Crimson Battler deck, and I felt pity on him, so I decided to lend him. I decided to give him mine. So I apologize for being bad and running this. Trust me, it's not my first choice. I only run it because I don't have better spells. This originally I thought it was bad, but then I realized, wait, this deck might actually need this against God Punks because they like to steal gauge, and this also would help against the matchup with what's it called, Excel Blade, since I need a lot of gauge to actually get around them. Dragonic Charge Plus. Gain 2 gauge, and then if you have 5 life or less, if I'm correct, yep, 5 life or less, you gain another 3 gauge. Here's what I hate about this. It's not a counter like the original one. So you can't go, okay, I am at 1 gauge, and I'm now done attacking, but I have my impact in my hand, and my opponent is at 4 life or less. I now final phase. Cast Dragonic Charge Plus. Gain a total of 5 gauge. Final phase. Cast Gargare Punisher by paying 3 of those gauges and deal 4 damage. It's not a counter, so you can't do that, so you have to do it during your main phase, but it does help. So I run multiple gauge charging cards in this deck, and that's because even though this deck right now does not have a gauge problem, I run it because the version after I update it is actually going to have a gauge problem, so that's why I'm running them now. So it may not seem useful now, but trust me, it will be. And I just don't want to deal with it later, so I'm doing it now. Next, our Deity Green Dragon Shield. Notified if you have a Deity Dragon Trap item equipped and you don't have a center. Will notify an attack if your opponent is attacking you, you don't have a center, and you have Deity Dragon card on your field. The item can count too. You gain 3 life after notifying the attack. Here's what I hate about this. It's like all the other Green Dragon Shields. Well, it's all like all the other Dragon Shields, but it gives you 3 life instead of 1 like the regular Green Dragon Shield. By the way, I'm also getting more nullifies. I'm taking this out, because both of the nullifies I have can be used even if I have a center, and even though this 3 life helps, Vanity has Destroyer exists, and if you don't know what he does, he prevents you from gaining life. Well, the 2 spells I'm assigned to run over this, one rests an opponent's monster, and the other one lets me draw 1, and I can use both of them even if I have a center. And both of them still have the same cost. I have to have a Deity Drag Trap on the field, but I can use them even if I have a center. Better than this thing in every way, but I'm running this now because it saves me. Sometimes. Dragonic Aura. You can only cast this if you have an item equipped, gain 2 gauge and 1 life. So as you can see, it's like heavy life gain, because I'm thinking about that one time against an Excel Blade matchup, because in the future, my deck can 1-turn an opponent because I can do 28 damage in a turn if I have the impact, 3 or more gauge, and 2 Pacific Gargas in hand, along with my buddy, any 2 crit monster in my main item, which I don't own right now, but I will own once in 2 weeks. So yeah, they will end up. So as you can see, it's gauge heavy because I need that gauge to do the plays, and I'm making it life heavy because, like, what's it called? Excel Blades. Kurogahone deals you a total of 4 damage between yours and your opponent's turn on his own, and then gives your opponent 4 life. If you have a card on your field and they have an X-Blade in the stand. And put Pinnacle VI Godspeed deals 3 damage, and then plus Kurogahone's double attack, that's 11 damage. They can 2-turn you if you do that and you don't play it smart. That's why I run these gain life cards. They save me. This is also to fight against Oppress because they deal effect damage with that 2 damage effect dealing thing, Lost Knight and Narrowlands. And I will do a deck profile on that too, because that's another order that's coming in soon. So yeah, these are just for the non-Lost World matchups that I actually need to live. Finally, Green Dragon Shield. Yes, you're probably wondering, wait, why am I not running Blue Dragon Shield since it gets me a gauge? And like I said, this deck's going to be gauge heavy. Because half of the cards I ordered were gauge heavy, and then half of the cards I ordered were either gauge support, as in charge support, or they didn't have a cost at all. So, that's why Blue Dragon Shield's not here. You know what this does? It's nullify an attack, gain a life point. Simple as that. It's just for like the non-Lost World matchup, like I said. Just for a nullify. That was all of our spells, surprisingly. This is the first deck profile I've had where we got rid of the spells that quickly. Next up, Deity Dragon Sword, Guard Dagger. 2k power, 2 crit. When you equip it, you gain a gauge and a life. Cool, you're plus engage and a life. I run this because Deity Dragon Strike, first of all, you need that for some of the cards to go off, even in the later build. I might run this at 1 in the later build, just because the high amounts of me actually needing a Deity Dragon Tribe on the field. And this counts, unfortunately. So, gives you a life and a gauge when it's placed, so say you had Garbird, you know, the card that's pay gauge, put top card neck in the soul when he's to call him. You can go equip this, gain a life, gain a gauge. Basically call Garbird for free and you get a soul off of it. So decent. Its power is crap. It has decent crit. And yeah, terrible. Combine this plus Gargazel plus Garbird. This can actually hit 7k power. For some reason. But you're never going to have that field unless you get a really bricky hand. And I mean really bricky. Our next item, our last item, Deity Dragon Sword, Gar Saber. 5k power, 1 crit, cost a gauge to equip. And when its attack destroys a monster or deals damage to your opponent, draw 1. That's why it's at 1 crit, because you want to like make it so that your opponent can act. So your opponent will take the damage and not block it. Because then they're like, I can waste a shield on a 1 crit attack. Since I'm at 2 life, I can either waste the shield and let them and prevent them from drawing, or I could not waste the shield and let them draw. There have been times where that saved me because I was like in Garga and I didn't have a G Evo. I was like attack with the item first, and then they let it hit, and then I drew in a slash mode, and then I was like attack with Garga for 2, G Evo in a slash mode. Get wrecked. Yeah, this item actually does work. Run it at 4 always. Or run the double attacking item over it along with the item that I will show you guys in the updated version. But yeah. That was our last item. Now on to our last card. Impact. Garga Raid Punisher. The card that comboed the Chaos with, which I'll show you after I introduce this card. Pay if your opponent's at 3 life or less and you have a Deity Dragon Tribe on your field. And either of you have a center. Pay 3 gauge. Deal 4 damage. It's Gargantua Punisher, but costs 1 less gauge, but you have to have another monster on the field. A Pacific card on the field. Unfortunately, that's how it is, but it's still good. I would have bought Deity Gargantua Punisher to replace this thing with, but they were out of copies, unfortunately. But yeah. So anyways, to show you guys the combo that I won yesterday against the Chaos with, it was, Garblade. The opponent was at 10 life, by the way. Gargantua Dragon 1. I had Slash Mode in my opening. I had Slash Mode in my hand. I had the Impact in my hand. And I had Deegan Gardra on my field. This probably is exactly how the way it was set up, but it's close enough. So here's what happened. So I attacked the center, and it had 5k defense. It died. I forgot what I drew into, but I drew something good. Oh yeah, I also cast Dragonic Aura for the record, which gave me enough to use the impact. So I attacked the 5 for 2, so they're now at 8. G-Evo into, if I can find my copy, slash mode. Skill, gets double attack now. Restand my item. Slash mode attacks for 3. They blocked it. Then slash mode double attacks for 3, so now they're at 5. I attacked for 1 with Gar Saber. I got to draw 1 again. I drew into Dragonic Charge Plus. I used Deacon Gardra to attack for 1, double attack for 1. Final phase, pay 3 gauge. Gargarade Punisher, deal 4 damage. I win. So, don't forget to like, comment. So that was the deck profile, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to donate to our Patreon. And don't forget, especially don't forget to check us out.